Hello, son. I'm Dale Brisby, expert on all things cowboy. That's why I'm here to tell you whether you is or you ain't no cowboy. You don't tie your own horn knot, you ain't no cowboy. You don't even have to tie off. You can dally everything, but you got to have that horn knot. Sewn latigos. You don't have them, you ain't no cowboy. You don't have a seat rig, no cowboy. You don't have at least 6 piggin strings. What is that? 1, 2. I'll get some more. You ain't no cowboy. If you don't rope your horse, no matter how gentle he is, before you saddle him, he ain't no cowboy. Now this one's a bronc. He's a wild Brumby, so I got to rope him. And you got to saddle your horse in the tack room, in the saddle house. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. Don't fight me, Badger.
This is a wild Brumby right here. Look out, boys.
You ain't no cowboy, old son. Scoot over there, Badge. I'm saying Badge with a B, short for Badger. On this episode of Just Ranchin', we're gonna talk about all the amenities on my saddle. If you watched the very first episode of Just Ranchin', that's where you caught how to saddle a horse. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I saddle them with. First thing you notice about this saddle is how the leathers come out different than most saddles. Badger's wondering the same thing. And so I'm gonna tell you, because I'm the expert on all things ranching. Some people call this a seat rig or a strip down, and the basic fundamental difference is the rigging in the seat of the strip down comes, it basically, the latigo, where the latigo attaches. Okay, so what's different about this saddle?
You want some help?
Huh?
You want some help?
Not that I need it. What if I did? If I did need help, what would you say?
What would I say?
What would you say?
On most saddles, when you're looking at a saddle, normal, not a seat rig. Under here, where your tree is, normally you're gonna have a rigging splitting your swells. With the big D-ring down here. The difference in this and that is also comfort, because right here, if you bring that over, you put that saddle on, it brings your D's closer to the horse rather than having another bulky piece of leather underneath, which makes your seat jockey sit up a little bit more. This is more for comfort for you and the horse. Me personally, I like these more than a normal saddle. Old school, classic.
Okay.
Oh,
That's my show.
this one's not classic. This is new. The other way is classic.
We got it.
Okay.
Strip down saddle, that's what I like. And it's a bunch of technical reasons why I like it that I don't have time to explain you in this short video. Next up, on my saddle, I really like these latigos that are sewn. Rex Bugby gave me these. He was a pickup man for Frontier, Lord rest his soul. There's other people that make them, none as good as Rex. We miss you dearly. Next up, my back billets. These are bronc billets from G bronc saddles. They've got, I believe, 13 holes. You've just got tons of options. I love it on a colt saddle. I love it on any saddle, just because you never know where you want to adjust that back cinch. You'll also notice my Matt Hun Augusta, Kansas wire pliers that hold my Moormaker pliers, because in case you need to cut a fence to run through and catch a wild runaway stray like Leroy and I did in Cheech a couple days ago, you'll see that. Oh yeah, Donnie too, sorry. What else do we have on that side? Come over here, Donnie, come to this side. Over here for my front billet, I've actually got a whole nother latigo because it gives me more options for adjusting, because, you know, I put this on different size horses, and I really like for my cinch to stay square on a horse. If you can put the center of your cinch right on his sternum, that means, you know, both latigos are pulled the same length, then it's gonna be an even pull on your horse, and he's gonna ride better, feel better. Thick back cinch, I sometimes like them even bigger than that. I've got some rings here. I think these are cowpuncher rings given to me by a lady. Which one? I don't remember. That's where I like my piggin strings to live. That way they're off of my swells. They're not in the way, a little quicker to get off of there. Saddle horn. If you use pre-cut strips, you know, cowboy. These are in fact pre-cut strips. I stole them from Cheech. This is a nylon rope just because sometimes it sets a little better trap for me heeling. I need all the help I can get when it comes to roping. I'll admit that to you. I spent all my life being the world's greatest bull rider, all right? Not the world's greatest team roper. Whether you're dallying or tying off, you got to put that horn knot on there. See last week's video. You don't even ever have to use it, but you gotta have it. Breast collar. Busting some Colts today. I don't have a breast collar. Leroy made me a really awesome pulling collar. Let me go get it. I'll show you. Breast collar. Made by Leroy Gibbons. This isn't the one you made, this is the one you fixed.
Yeah, the one I made for me. I didn't make it for you.
Thought you made it for me.
No, I just keep my saddle in your tack shed. You just use it when you want.
So it's like that.
I never gifted it to you. You just assumed it was for you.
Rewind. The pulling collar that Leroy fixed for me. He only kind of loves me. He only wants to fix our love, not give love. That whatever. Okay.
Weirdo.
Let me show you. Yeah, if I know I'm gonna do anything like heavy ranching that day, I might slap a breast collar on there. Some might say it's not good to switch back and forth. Good thing I don't care what some people say. If I'm gonna go work somewhere for 2 weeks, then I'm gonna be consistent. But when I'm at the house and I'm riding colts, sometimes I take it off. What you gotta be careful of with these pulling collars, it's very important, is if they go to drink in water at a stream or something, and just the way they put their head down, they can cut the blood supply off and pass out. My old man saw one die. I've seen a number of horses pass out. Buckethead passed out just from eating grass and fell on this stirrup and broke it. This is very unsafe, by the way. Don't use a nettle stirrup that's broken. Don't use any stirrup that's broken. This is a nettle stirrup though. Lastly, the bridle. I like using things that people make me, like that people gift me. They mean things to me.
I mean, I did fix that one. I fixed it. I didn't make it.
Oh, thanks for fixing it, Leroy. This headstall, given to me by Stony Jones. I've got actually a pulling collar on order from Alex Gates, fiance to Bradley Guin, brother to Brewster Guin. So there's your biblical lineage of where my pulling collar's coming from. That's been a quick episode of Just Ranchin' with Dale Brisby and apparently Leroy and Badge, aka Badger, who we don't have tied up. We don't tie up horses when we're saddling them around here very much anymore. Why is that, Donnie? Show him your finger. Okay. Show him the finger. Donnie had his little finger ripped off. Donnie had his finger ripped off and it's got a little crook in it now. I got a number of horses that like to sit back. Be careful when you're tying up horses, especially when you're tying a bowline. It's got that. Anyways, that's another Just Ranchin'. Pow pound on to the next one.
Hey, I got your invoice for fixing that stuff.
I also think you use your pulling tugs for dog collars and sugar straps.
I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't need it, because I'm Dale Brisby. How am I gonna hat whip them if I'm pulling on a thunder strap, on a sugar strap, on a night latch?